scientist.
Suffice it that the blood of 1,000 men and women was spilled within these walls. Limbs twisted and broken, eyes gouged from bloody sockets, flesh burned black.
Please. Away the dead. In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
What's up, guys?
Hey. Wow, it's loud.
Is that the Brokeback Mountain theme song? Oh my God! He did it. He warned us. He warned us he was going to do it, and he did it. Oh God!
Hey there, cowboys and cowgirls.
Right.
It's the world of the unexplained.
I'm glad I'm sitting across the room from you tonight.
What, Scott? We're gonna have a little.
I'm Jay Scott.
I'm Trent Lackey.
Chuck, say hey.
How you guys doing?
All right.
It's a good song though. If you didn't know what it was,
If you didn't know that it was,
you know.
yeah.
Sweet.
But everybody knows it. And
We're
that's
gonna get hate
basically-
mail now.
Yeah, that's basically where we're playing it.
That's all right. Tonight, guys, we've got Ethan Dettenmaier on here from Sin Jin Smyth. And it is, I cannot believe this music, dude, is awful. Anyway, Ethan's coming back and he's bringing a special guest with him tonight, too. And he's going to, if he crucifies anybody for this background music, it's going to be Chuck, our producer.
No, I got to take responsibility for it too. I was the one who told Chuck to play it. You know.
I hear you. All right, well, I guess we should go ahead and just bring Ethan on.
Let's do it. I mean, let's bring Ethan on.
Yeah. Ethan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Man, hold on. I'm rocking out to the new Black Book Romance.
Oh, great.
Hold on a minute.
That's cool.
What's up? Jay Scott. Trent.
Hi.
How have you been, man?
Oh, I've been good. I want you to know that I've spent, we talked a few days back, and since that time, I spent the last few days practicing to speak without using the F word.
This is good.
Okay, good. Yes.
I think my practice is going to come in handy tonight.
Very much so. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear us okay, Ethan?
Well, you don't really sound too great on my end.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, you're not sounding that great on our end either.
Yeah, we're adjusting things right now in the middle of the show.
Why we adjust? Well,
while people are
figure it out.
listening.
I'm here.
Okay, we may have to do something here.
Something drastic.
Yeah, this was working right earlier, and I don't know what's happened now. We rearranged everything in the studio tonight. We changed a lot of things the way we had things ran, and I don't think it's working apparently.
Yeah. Chuck's toying with things right now. Maybe we should turn down our levels a little bit.
Yeah.
Turn down our levels.
Yes, turn down the levels.
Don't go to 11.
No, not tonight. No, maybe 6.5 or something.
Let's turn down our levels, gentlemen. Come on, man.
Yeah, this is getting
Hey,
annoying.
I'll tell you a real cool story while we wait, though.
Yeah. Okay.
So, while you're adjusting, I mean, I doubt anyone in your listening audience is even going to be able to hear what I'm saying, but for you guys, this is pretty classic. Thursday, I'm at Warner Brothers, right, and I bring in Billy Duffy and Billy Morrison from the Cult who are doing our music, right, to see a rough cut. The first time, hold on one second. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, my 3-year-old who is basically in charge around here had a request.
Okay.
So, they come down to Warner Brothers to see the film for the absolute first time, right? And we're showing some rough cut. And I was talking a little bit about your show. Did I tell you? Jay, did we talk about this?
I don't think so.
Well, we're talking about your show, World of the Unexplained, right? And what fans we are. And I was explaining how we had held some kind of record with your audience of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And how we were beaten by a guy who claimed to have staked a vampire in the 70s.
Yes.
Oh, man. That went over real well with the Brits. Because listening to these two guys, man, they are like, they're very smart, but they do kind of have that resonant sound, Spinal Tap sound when they speak. Like, did he say a real vampire?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He said he staked a vampire. He ain't got it in him. He ain't got it in him.
Ethan,
anyway,
Ethan, I think we're gonna have to go to a break and fix this technical problem. It's crazy. Let me I'll be back on the phone with you.
My story's bothering you guys. You can just say that.
No,
really, we gotta fix this.
This is terrible. So I mean, we can barely hear you, and it's eating us alive here. So we're gonna put on.
Call me back. I'm gonna go up to the liquor store. I'll be here.
Okay, I'll call you right back then.
All right.
Bye bye. We'll be back in just a little bit, guys.
Sorry about that, guys.
Got some technical issues here, but we'll be back in just a sec after this.
Hang tight.
And we're back here at Worlds of the Unexplained. We're
Guys,
sorry,
we
man.
don't really know what was going on, but
It's Chuck's fault this time.
No, it is all my fault.
Okay,
Yeah,
Chuck.
it is Chuck's
Is this
fault.
show is this working this time, Chuck?
Yeah, it is barely.
Chuck,
You
yeah.
guys hear me, Chuck? Can you hear the sound of my voice?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
We can hear you, Ethan, and
Yeah.
we're really sorry for the completely.
I'm about to go kill Colonel Kilgore on all you guys.
Oh man! All right,
Of all
tell
the
us.
You
times,
want to
too.
take a minute to ask me to watch my language again?
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
please watch your language.
I
I
my
want
pockets.
the audience to understand that I'm in the habit of trying to avoid certain words, which means my dialogue is not so phonetic. It's kind of like I may be tough to understand at certain points. I'm taken out of my rhythm.
Okay. Well, all right.
All right, so real quick,
Yeah.
back to my story.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and finish that.
Did you actually have some questions for me?
I do, but go ahead.
Those can wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check this out, though, real quick. So the members of the cult who were doing the music for Sin Jin Smyth, right? They came down to Warner Brothers to see a screening of The Rough Cut, Jay. Check this out. And you're a rocker. You've got that group we've talked about.
Oh yes.
And they come down and they say, hey, we watched the film. We talk a little bit about your show, have a few laughs, and they invite me down to this show they're doing at the House of Blues on Sunset Saturday, right, under the name Club Freddy. Have you heard about this?
No.
I go down there, right? I said, well, hey, what the hell, right? Saturday night, go tear the roof off the House of Blues. Notice I didn't say the F word.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so
Very good.
we go down to House of Blues, right? They start rocking, right? The band is actually Billy Duffy of the Cult, Billy Morrison of the Cult, Dave Navarro, and Matt Sorum.
Cool.
But who takes the show? Who takes the stage 3 minutes into the show?
Axl Rose.
Jones of the Sex Pistols.
Who?
Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But check this out. He does a song, and the next song, Robbie Krieger from The Doors comes out.
Really?
And then check this out. Then Slash from Guns N' Roses comes out in the following song. Now, you're going to think I'm making this up, but there's evidence of what I'm telling you online.
All right.
Because what this is these guys do covers, rock and roll covers. I mean, they're all rock icons, a lot of them, but they do AC/DC and whatnot. And they do it with a rotating list of guest stars.
Okay.
And so you, being lead singer of Black Book Romance, can appreciate that they actually had members of Rat up there at one time. And then Cypress Hill actually came out with Slash on guitar and did a cover of Paradise City.
Oh my gosh.
Craziness.
Yeah, that
We
sounds.
had a bunch of nondescript guys come out that we could forget about, Mark McGrath and Good Charlotte. But at one point, though, Scott Weiland comes out, and he did a Bowie song, but it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen, man, and I thought you'd appreciate that because you're a rock and roll guy.
Oh, definitely.
All right, so what do you guys want to talk about?
And we want to talk about your movie.
Yeah,
man.
the
What else
movie, of
Tell me to
course.
watch my language before we get into it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
That
that?
whole flipping day from you.
Oh yes. So anyway, tell us how's things going in post production here?
Pretty mean, actually. We're going to have a new trailer online pretty shortly, probably within the next 10 days, and it is awesome. Every time you say something like that, people think it's all ego talking, but I got to tell you, they've engineered a pretty mean trailer, and it's got some good stuff in it. I mean, there's so many complicated things. We just destroyed a tractor factory. We shot a big scene where, rogue federal marshals go in and eliminate, an American resistance group set to overthrow the government. You do understand, and I hope your audience understands, that the movie takes place a couple of years in the future with the United States under martial law, right?
Oh yes.
So these guys blow a hole in the wall, and they go in the. There's no Miranda rights in the future, right? So they just eliminate everybody. And we shot this, and they're cutting it now, and the musicians are coming in, like Duffy of the Colt, who's laying in the guitar work to take a look at it. And actually, he said it's one of the meanest movies he's ever seen. That was quite a compliment.
Well, we've got one in the works for you right now, actually.
Got one what in the works?
A song,
Talk
baby.
a little bit about it, man.
It's going to be called Sin Jin Smyth. That's and it's going to be heavy.
It's going to be heavy?
Heavy.
It's going to be
Good.
heavy metal.
That's good, because we only go heavy.
Heavy.
We only go heavy.
Heavy groove, man.
If you've got one of your rock ballads, you know,
Yeah.
like Warrant was famous for putting out,
Yeah.
then keep it to yourself.
Wow.
Because just like Warrant, I just don't want to hear it. If you're going to go, if you're going to, mention heaven or love, if any kind of flower comes up in the lyrics, it's over, man, between you and me.
Yeah.
You're out, take your song and get going.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. You're going to like it. You're going to love it.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. Well, I got confidence in you. I mean, come on. We know the work Black Book Romance is famous for.
Oh, yeah.
Rocking out to him before I went to the liquor store.
The best place to be.
While we were having some technical difficulties, I was able to make a run to Liquor Locker.
Liquor
I
locker.
mastered it. See, the quickest way to get there is to not even jump in my truck. I just jump over my fence and grab my neighbor's go-kart. Push it down the sidewalk. Because, like, the laws don't apply, right?
Right.
Signals, nothing. I don't have to stop at a red light. Just rifle it.
Are you wearing an army helmet when you're doing that?
No, I go without the helmet, bro.
Okay. All right.
Down
Fair
with
enough.
Helmet law.
Oh, right.
So I was able to make it there and back, and I'm ready to really do you guys a nice interview.
Okay. That's what we want.
Let's get started.
All right. Well, we had the great pleasure of speaking with you and a lot of other actors on the set of Sin Jin Smyth, including
The convention, right?
Yeah, and at the Fangoria convention, I know a lot of our listeners, we talked about it, but they haven't heard anything yet because I've been busy and Slack and all that other stuff and hadn't had a chance to edit all those files down.
What was the verb you used just now?
Slack.
Slack?
Yes.
No place here, man.
But
For operators only.
it's coming along really well, and they'll be up soon. So guys, keep it easy. We've got.
Why don't we talk a little bit about how those interviews went? Because
Yeah.
I didn't even hear myself. Trent, what do you think of the interviews? Chuck, what do you think?
They're quite good. they're short and succinct, and they go to the point, and you condense a lot of talk in a short amount of time with each person. Scott did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
You got some good people. I remember that phone was being handed off to some person.
Oh yeah, Gary Casper, John Philbin,
Those
Eileen
guys will
Dietz.
never let you down.
Oh,
in
yeah.
In an interview format, those guys will never let you down.
And I mean the stuff that you had up, you guys can see pictures of this if you subscribe to the Sin Jin Smyth newsletter. Actually, go to sinjinsmyth.com, and that's SIN-JINSMYTH.com. And we're going to put a banner up as soon as Ethan approves it here that we've made up. And I'm going to send that to you actually right now while we're talking to you.
Good. We can approve it or disapprove it.
Exactly, one way or the other, and we can have this thing up tonight if you like it. I think you will,
People
though.
can get some insight into the decision-making process here.
Exactly.
So send me that banner.
I'm getting ready to
it's
send
funny,
it.
'cause for that newsletter, we were desperately looking for pictures for it that just didn't have the cast and crew holding beer. We were really trying to get some clean pictures, but it just didn't. Hold on, someone's calling me on my cell.
No problem, man.
Yeah, we make.
It just didn't work out. But the newsletter, it's a quality newsletter. I think you guys will appreciate it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We it's full. It's chock full of information, and you guys can get that. They can just subscribe to it right there on the website, and that's SIN-JINSMYTH.com. And you can also find that by going to our guest link, and you can find that there. Look at Ethan, his pictures up, and all that good stuff, and you can just find it right there. Just click on where it says find the website here, and it'll take you right to him.
It's
So,
great.
yeah. So, tell us, anything strange happened?
You mean other than the fact that the devil showed up? Asked us all to sign this contract for the movie to be a success?
Yeah, well, you told us about that last time.
Right.
Hopefully you got listeners that are loyal to the show, and they know the strangeness. I mean, other than the fact that Satan dropped by, I think it was pretty tame.
Well, good.
Satan slowed us down, man. I was like Beasley Bub. We got a schedule to meet. Take your show on the road. Almost got me. Oh, that was a good one, Trent. You almost lost some affiliates.
Oh my God!
But it ain't going down like that tonight.
No, of course not.
I've been practicing that for this thing. So yeah, no. We were talking the newsletter. What?
Yeah. We were just
Yeah.
talking about the newsletter. I was telling them how to get a hold of it. But tell us about the book.
Oh, the book's awesome. It's Sin Jin Smyth Unleashed, and it's great. It starts in Hitler's bunker, the last few days of World War II.
Uh-huh.
But what's cool about that book is very much like a DVD. It's got a lot of special features. It's got some exclusive interviews and pictures and depositions in there that actually make it a quality piece of work. When we were trying to put that out, we initially went through a publishing house owned by Warner Brothers, and they wanted to charge $49.99 for that book. But we actually scraped it. We don't even make a profit off it. It's available to the fans who are interested for $8.99, which is our cost,
Wow.
basically. It's
That's
not about
amazing.
ripping you guys off for $1, right?
That's an amazing deal. $8.99.
Yeah, and it's nice, man. And it's illustrated. It's got concept art from the film. It's got all kinds of work in it. And it's not designed to make a profit for us. In fact, we make nothing on it. It's just something for people who are interested, who do follow the movie, who want some extra features.
Okay. Well, and now tell us more of what's in it. I mean, what's the best thing in that book?
The story. There's a story in there that's pretty stellar, actually. And it's an illustrated story. It's a prelude to the graphic novel coming out early next year.
Okay.
But it's a good, high-octane story with illustration. And then it's got a lot of interviews by people that normally don't hit the press tour and talk about anything, but much let alone the movies. But it's pretty good, man. It's solid material. You're not going to be disappointed.
No.
For that price, come on.
Yeah, it's a great deal. Who's doing the graphic novel for you?
It's going to I don't want to...
Okay, well, if you don't want to say it, don't worry about it.
The graphic novel was actually developed by a private contractor that I hired, but now it looks like we're weeks, if not days, away from closing it off to a mainline group of people.
Okay.
But more on that next show.
Okay.
Let's talk more about the song Sin Jin Smyth by Black Book.
It's in the
The
works.
scene alive.
It's in the works. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm not going to give too much of that away.
Well, everybody's
Yeah.
just all clammed up.
That's right.
here.
That's right. Top secret, man.
Ethan's not saying stuff. You're not saying stuff.
Yeah, well,
I have been plugging the movie at all
That's
the shows
true.
that we've been doing.
that's good. Hey, man,
That's
that's
true.
much appreciated.
And Trent can vouch for that. He was
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
at not our Wilmington show, but he was in our Greensboro show Friday
Flying.
night. Yeah,
Flying Anvil.
yeah. There wasn't as many people at that one as there was in Winston, but we plugged it there too. So
That's a big deal to us. You know, this film has a serious grassroots movement behind it, which is it means more than you know. You know, when we refused to change the content of the script for the studio, they wanted to crush us. And they pretty much made it clear that without their help and doing things their way, that we would never get established or make a movie or even deliver anything to the public. And it's nice to know that people like yourselves and other people around the net have basically given them the finger and, you know, taken license to talk about the film or promote the film, or for those who are of interest, of course. And it's, you know, or for those that are interested, rather. But it means a lot.
yeah,
Oh.
you know, we think it's great. We've seen, you know, from the stuff we've seen, the people we've talked to,
Yeah.
everybody in this film is really working hard, really busting their butt, and
Yeah, and
it's
there's some good people, you know. I mean, Gary Casper, who you spoke to from the convention, and soon your audience will be able to hear it. I mean, that guy, we threw that guy through walls, lit him on fire. He had wire work, like Matrix style. I mean, that guy was bulletproof. I mean, we had people come in and work around the clock just doing stunt work and action work and gunfight work. And then we had editors working around the clock trying to cut the whole thing together.
awesome. What's the date now for the movie? Do you have a date set yet for release date?
None of the acquisition companies or distributors we've shown it to have passed. They've all wanted it, but right now it's kind of a question of their marketing proposals in terms of budget and strategy, in addition to the theater outlets they want to utilize, and also delivery date. And So we haven't actually agreed to terms, but we've been in talks now for like the last 6 weeks with some pretty respectable groups about it, and it's just a question of them putting the proper muscle behind the film and us getting a release that we like. But I'm going to actually take a rough cut of the film on a tour with me in October and show it to the fans who want to see it. And more on that later through the Sin Jin Smyth site. But we're going to actually run with a rough cut for those that have supported us and followed it and are interested in seeing it early. They're going to get a chance to look at it.
Okay,
Another thing that the studio flipped out about when I proposed was running out and showing people the film before it was finished. But I think that where we're at, it's going to be pretty solid. I think you guys will appreciate it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. No,
And maybe I'll hit your town.
Yeah, that'd be
Where are you
great.
broadcasting from, Jay?
We're in a small town called Kernersville, North Carolina.
It's in the Triad area.
Carolina.
Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point,
Yeah.
Triad area.
Right.
Yeah, it's about an hour from Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, I've flown into Charlotte before.
Oh yeah, but we're about an hour west of Charlotte, an hour northwest.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, northeast. Oh well, northeast, west, whatever. We're an hour away. Either way.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's all it really
So,
matters.
but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to see it around here, especially in the Charlotte area.
Yeah, that's
If I
true.
hit your town, man, I'm going to need to sleep on your couch for a couple days.
Hey, no problem, man. You know, we'll go out and hook it up, man. We'll get everybody involved, and get a street team together, and just paper the town with
street
leaflets.
team.
That's right. That's the way you do it.
Last time we did the interview, and I don't know what the demographic is this time, but last time we did it, I was telling some of the guys here and some of the guys from the band, the Cult actually, when I saw them this week, that we had the audience record breaker.
Yeah.
Until you brought on some guy who claimed to have staked a vampire in the 70s.
That's hard to beat, man.
And is it like my West Coast mentality, or does that just sound... I guess I would tune in, too. I mean,
That was a good show.
I guess I would almost have to hear it.
we had a guy that claimed to be a vampire, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
claimed
yeah.
to have been an
How were
actual
his
vampire.
audience numbers?
They were good.
Were they?
Yeah, they're quite good.
Right now we're at about 16,500
Really?
online.
Still? After all the-
After all that,
Yeah.
Thank you,
still-
thank you, thank
Yeah.
you, and we're sorry.
So we've got like 16,500 right now and 3 affiliates. So, and I don't know, somebody in the chat room saying that the phone line's not working. It should be. It's 800-960-2289, and then locally 336-996-1596. Give us a call. I don't know if it's up and working or not. We'll have Chuck check it out on his cell phone or something.
Chuck, get on that.
aye, sir.
Chuck, move it. I told you at the break. I need those phone lines working.
Hard port to starboard, Mr. Chuck.
Don't make me get on the phone here.
Don't work on my set.
Oh, God. So what's in the works? What's coming up?
Other than your Sin Jin Smyth song?
Yeah.
What else is there, bro? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest bit of news that I've heard lately.
Tell us about this. I saw a thing where it was what's that channel? The Man's channel. What is it? Help me out here. Spike TV. I saw this thing at Spike TV was having that you can vote on the most what the most anticipated upcoming film is, and I noticed that Sin Jin Smyth is on that list.
Hot
Yeah,
dog.
isn't that classic?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
Right
what the
up there with
votes.
Wonder Woman, which I don't even think has started production yet.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's somebody that's been anticipating that film for quite some time, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, there is a list. I've seen it. I've just become familiar with the link recently. I saw it. I don't know who. It's funny because now I got everyone sending it to me on every couple of minutes. But initially, somebody had discovered that there was somehow the film was in the running for most anticipated film of 2007. And it's in there with some pretty good ones. It's actually in there with a lot of movies I'd like to see.
well, that's cool. That's cool.
But which is it's all a pretty big compliment for a film that's not finished yet.
Oh, totally.
It's not finished, and there actually hasn't been a serious marketing push yet either, because there's no marketing budget to be put in place until a distributor's agreed upon. So it's nice to know that somewhere in some dark corner of the universe, man, some fan lit it up and got our little project some exposure by that network.
That's totally true, and it's so cool, and it just sort of
That's weird. Our phone line's busy. Maybe so many people are trying to call in Well, somebody says it's hanging up on them in the chat room.
No.
Huh? This is really weird.
But
We're just
anyway,
having a great day with our phone
yeah,
system.
we're just
yeah.
we're
Chuck's
we're-
on it, man. He's on it. He's
we're
down.
rocking and rolling. But yeah, I mean that totally just shows you the power of the grassroots word of mouth sort of movement. You know,
That's what it's all about.
and it actually is equally powerful than giant faceless corporations that you know,
giant
throw
pieces.
things down your throat all the time. You know,
That's the thing, man. It's such a shame that you see all these horror films that are coming out nowadays. Especially, I'm a big horror film fan, and you know they're going. A lot of them are direct to DVD, and there's a reason a lot of them are direct to DVD because they're awful.
CRAP.
I know there's a few. There's a few
spells
that are,
crap
yeah,
to
I
me.
know.
Now, I'm not going to get started on this topic because I was explicitly asked not to swear.
Oh, understandable,
I
Ethan.
concur with a lot of what you say,
Oh yes.
but I will also say that there's some people, they're a minority, but there are some people doing some good work out there,
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it.
independently.
Yeah.
Now there was a
I mean,
film.
we're not the only show in town. There's some pretty solid people putting together some things and going after it, in the independent world especially, where there's no rules.
Yeah. No, Chuck. That's the line we're on. Yeah. It's the other line.
I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why it's busy. Maybe, like I said, maybe so many people are trying to call in. It's not letting anybody in. That usually doesn't
Why
happen.
don't I hang up and I'll call in?
We got a
It'll
caller.
be busy. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, it's Ethan.
It's Ethan. He's his own caller.
Hey, so anyway, should we talk a little bit about what you're working on, Trent?
What am I?
Or what you're working on, Jay? What are you guys doing? What have you guys been doing since the last time we talked?
Oh, well, apparently we're wiring boards improperly,
Improperly.
and
That's
our
about
studio now looks nice and fancy, but it's not working. So
It looks better, but it doesn't work.
right, you know, it's sort of like how they made Crystal Pepsi, you know, and everybody.
Yeah, but it tasted the same, but it didn't look right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the reverse of that. I don't know. It's a bad analogy,
Yeah.
but
We're
It's a pretty god-awful analogy.
yeah. Well, you know, I'm not the best one for those sort of things.
we've
Sometimes.
we've done some good stuff. You guys are on the wrong line. What? We're not on the wrong line.
What?
No, we're not. That's what they said in chat.
Oh,
It is. Oh, that's why that's ringing busy.
Did I get it?
No, I don't think it's you, man. I think what it is that the it's not the number's not 996-2289. The number is 996-1596. That's
Locally.
it.
well, 960.
Yeah, locally.
All right, back to the show.
Back to the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Concentrate on the job at hand.
Now
It
it's
was on
ringing.
hold, man. is what
It was on hold. Oh. Okay, never mind.
That's why you control
we
these
figured it
things,
out
man.
now.
So the phones are working
The phones
now.
are working now. You can call in,
Chaos.
guys.
Chaos.
Now you can
People
call
that were
in.
blocking it up, man. Yeah, now you can get through.
Oh.
All right.
So that's your answer, Ethan. Chaos. We're up to
Yeah,
chaos.
We got.
Good, that's good.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
It's always.
To see a chaotic situation through, so I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, well, we've got it now. We've got it now. All right, everything's fixed. You can call in.
Call in.
800-960-2289 or 336-996-1596. So, there we go.
Okay. Wow.
All right, that's better. All right, so going back to what we were talking about there, as far as what we're doing here, nothing much has changed. I mean, there's some different things in the works, obviously. With
Well, I hear big things from your camp.
Net Radio Group's taking off. You know, we've got the Taps guys. We've got a lot of the other more famous people in the paranormal. I can't really mention some of the names on the air because they haven't. The contracts aren't inked yet.
I know this. There's a couple of indictments that need to be handed down to some of your guests if they're running around staking vampires.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. We've got a caller. Hang tight.
No, apparently we don't.
Okay. It
blinked
flashed and then it stopped. Well, never mind. We don't have a caller, but everything is working fine now.
Our tribe has grown strong since last we met, Ethan.
Now we do have a
Now
caller.
we have a
Ethan.
caller.
Hold on a second. Now you got to wait for me.
Okay, not a problem.
1 second.
Not a problem. We'll go ahead and bring the caller on anyway. Caller, you're on.
Oh, What am I on?
You're the air.
Cloud 9.
The air. Cloud 9.
Yeah, I'm on Cloud 9 because I'm talking to Ethan.
Yeah, well, actually, you're not. He put us on hold.
Yeah,
Aw.
Yeah.
he's taking care of something real quick.
Yeah, he's taking care of stuff. So
Yeah.
he's going to be right back, though.
What? Are you talking to me?
There we go. Yeah.
I'm here.
Okay. Laura, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Laura's calling in.
Hey, hi.
Hey, Ethan, how you doing?
Who's this?
This is Laura.
You know what? I knew it. I'm sorry. Someone was trying to call me just now and cut in. So I didn't.
How dare they?
But yeah, hey, Laura, how are you?
I'm doing good.
How's everything on the show?
It's doing great. And got your little email there on your rating that you got from the poll that was sent out.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was
The
today.
Spike TV thing.
Did you vote?
Think of that. That's pretty classic, huh?
Yeah, tell them about that, Ethan.
So we were just talking about it. Have you not been listening to the show?
Myself too much, but okay. No, we were actually just talking about that, and I'm sure you didn't hear too much of it because of the technical difficulties going on in the studio today, but
Chuck.
that's like Spike TV's horror show. I don't know who did that, but there's some fan somewhere I need to thank.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear that.
And if they're listening, come into the chat room and tell us who you are.
Reveal yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So when is the movie coming out? I missed that part.
We're not sure yet, but it's going to be probably released pretty quick here. We're dealing with all the different distributors and acquisition companies now, and it's just a question of finding a deal we like.
Ah.
The deal that my partners would approve also.
Oh, I gotcha.
But details on that will be forthcoming pretty quick. How's everything on your end?
Good. Sandy's anxious to get her movie started.
Yeah, how's that going?
Oh, it's still in her head.
See, you know, when I did your show, she said something about it being in her head for 8 years.
Yep.
Wow.
I was pretty clear on saying that, if you mentioned that in an executive's office, you'd be fired. You got to get those. It's no good until it's on paper. Where's Sandy?
Yeah.
It's the same.
Well, it's the same with writing books. Mine's still in my head, too.
Hey, let's get going over there.
I know.
Let's make something happen.
Oh,
what do I have to do? Go to Kansas myself?
Yeah. There you go. That's an idea.
Just don't.
No, you need to write that book, and Sandy needs to write her screenplay. I remember that being pretty interesting subject matter when we spoke last time.
Yeah.
But it's nothing. It means nothing until the trigger's pulled on it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, I actually hooked up with one of my guests who is friends with one of the publishers that I've been working with, so she's going to help me get published.
Awesome.
Rolling on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Don't deprive an audience of great literature. Let's go, Laura.
Well, you're a good cheerleader. I appreciate it.
Hey, we got to get moving on this stuff.
As long as you don't wear a skirt and use pom-poms, we're okay.
Hey, Jay, do you know what this book's about that Laura's working on?
No, I do not.
Laura, you want to take a minute to tell everyone what your operation's about over there? Or is it confidential?
No, it's not confidential.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, I mean, I've come up with some different ideas and theories and stuff, but mostly it's just I started a book years ago, and it's about angel magic, but basic stuff is just things that have happened to me over the years and people I've talked to and things that have happened and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's really just a combination of things. And really what I wanted to do is write a book called New Age is for Dummies.
Wait. Give me that title again.
New Age is for Dummies.
New Age is for Dummies?
Yeah.
Instead of New Age for Dummies, New Age is for Dummies.
I'm listening. I'm trying to figure out how to take what you're telling me and twist it into an effective Hollywood pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, this is where we bring in the hobbits and the...
Boromir shows up. The one true ring.
Oh, wait a minute. We've got to cast Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dolph Lundgren. Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah. Tia Carrere.
Give me some other terrible actors.
Oh, man. Well, you got the Boz.
Casting directors.
Is Brian Bosworth?
Is he still doing stuff?
Is he live?
Yeah, I mean, but I think
the buddy pitcher.
we're gonna try to get. Oh my gosh!
You guys even listen to the storyline, the log line on this book? It's about
sorry.
a woman. Laura, continue.
Oh, no.
We were just Hollywooding it up, because Hollywood really, in general, doesn't care about what the story's about. It's just who they put in it, right? I mean,
We just want to see the effects, right?
exactly.
It's true. So we got a CGI company assigned to the pitch
Exactly.
yet, Laura?
No, not yet.
Okay, see, if we had that, we could probably package this thing and sell it by tomorrow morning.
Exactly. We'll cast everyone.
Yeah, we definitely had a bad movie idea.
Trail called Dolph.
Music by Black Book Romance.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Right, those,
We'll write the soundtrack. Don't worry.
Okay, well, it's nice talking to you, Ethan.
Thanks so much.
what does that mean? You're done with us?
I figure you're done with me.
What are you talking about? We didn't tell you to get off the air yet.
Oh, well, they usually scoot me off.
Wait,
talking about?
What you're blaming me for scooting you off?
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Get rid of a guest who plugs your band, Jay.
Oh,
Lord.
manipulation. It's
Yeah.
glorious.
Well, Ethan has got the most colorful language of any guest that I've ever brought on the show.
I know he does.
Hold up. We just had that conversation.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
And I warned everybody before we started, and it was actually very funny. We laughed most of the time. We didn't hardly say anything. We just let Ethan go with it.
Yeah.
Your show was a blast. It was a real privilege to do that show. And I'll have you know, Laura, that these guys have been reminding me all week. I get a phone call from Jay every day at 4:30.
4:30.
Reminding me to watch my list.
Hey, this is Jay.
About the F word, and I'm working very hard at it.
He's doing very well.
I definitely should clean up my dialogue, and I'm a work in progress.
Ethan, normally people, their language gets better as they get older. Not the other way around.
I can't explain it either. It's a mystery. It's the world of the unexplained.
There you go, and that's why we're here.
There's no explanation for
And
it.
it comes back to us.
I can't. You know what? If you work in my line of work, where every day is a firefight, either politically or financially, or in terms of production, and you deal with hundreds and sometimes more than a couple hundred people a day on different issues, and sometimes you've got to deal with self-absorbed personalities or people that are lackadaisical or just not self-starters. I did earn the name Staff Sergeant Barnes for a reason, because a lot of times, we do have to kick them around to get to an objective. Because, when you're making a movie and there's hundreds of thousands of dollars at stake, if not more,
I like how you put that.
There's a lot riding on it, and sometimes as polite as you'd like to be and diplomatic as you'd like to be, someone will always try and railroad it or derail it or get politically incorrect on you. And it's just, I'm not in a position, and I've never come from a school where that's been tolerated. And unfortunately, sometimes, the language you use in a firefight during your day job comes home with you, regrettably.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have accused me of being a little too point blank in how I approach an issue or how I approach people in general. And I know there's a big interview on the net about how I hit somebody with a cafeteria tray when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm just going to say for the record, I don't remember it happening like that. I cannot recall.
It's probably because you got decked right after it.
But the truth is, well, actually, no, that didn't happen. But it didn't happen the way it was put on the internet either, because I'm certainly not a bully type. I don't condone that kind of attitude in any way. But it's a tough business in a way that you're surrounded by a lot of interesting personalities, and it can be several hundred different personalities over the course of a day. And I'm not just talking about the press facet of it, but it's also the production, post-production, editorial, the music personalities, the political personalities, executive types, distribution, acquisition companies. There's technical issues. There's talent, and it's a world predominantly full of good people to work with. But every once in a while, you'll come face to face with a situation you just have to tackle in a way that some people, would not like to witness. But it's just, and sometimes that comes home with you. So I constantly, but you know what though, I've really mastered the art of the apology, Laura. I think I said it a few times on your show too.
Mm-hmm. It's like that in the corporate world.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It's, what was that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no
Chuck,
idea.
no.
I was waiting for it.
Laura, we're gonna have to get you off here because we're gonna have to take a break. But
I told you.
See, now I am kicking you off. But
All right. Talk to you later.
Laura, nice to
Bye.
talk to you.
all right.
I hope your family's doing well.
Is she?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Ethan, hang on the line with us. We're gonna be right back in just a few.
Can we do something without the psychological profile next?
Psychological profile.
What?
Psychological profile. Okay.
All right, let's move into the break.
We're going into the break.
Dead
We'll be
silence.
back after this. Hang tight, guys.
See you guys.
All right.
And we're back. World of the Unexplained. We've got Camden Toy with us. He is the cemetery watchman in Sin Jin Smyth. Camden, you with us?
I'm here. How's it going?
Going great. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, you're a little low, but I definitely can hear you.
And we've been having all kinds of technical problems tonight.
It's funny. I just, when we were talking during the break, you were actually coming through loud and clear, and now it's like you're talking through a pillow.
Yeah, it feels like we are. Now you play the cemetery watchman in Sin Jin Smyth. How was this film for you? How was it to film?
It was, well, I shot for one day, and it was a lot of fun. I had the fortune or unfortune or whatever I actually shot the very, very first day they were shooting.
Okay.
So things were great. I came on the set, and we basically shot for a few hours. It's Cemetery Watchman's. It's a critical role, but it's a small cameo. He definitely he sort of introduces the film, and he kind of bookends and ends the film.
Oh.
Because he's kind of he's the cemetery watchman for this cemetery where the gates of hell are. So in essence, he's the keeper of the gates of hell.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a pretty important role. And, it's one of those roles where, when I first get the script, I'm thinking, well, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. And it just sort of evolved as I started playing with it. And it became very kind of this kind of old, creepy, kind of gnarled up kind of character that, takes care of the devil's playground, basically.
Now, do they have you in a lot of makeup in this?
Actually, in this one they did not. No, it was very, very light makeup. They made me look a little older. They kind of made my teeth look bad. They made me look a little older, maybe, but no, there was no prosthetic makeup in this, which, unlike the work that I'm probably better known for on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel.
That's where I was getting ready to go.
Yeah, extensive prosthetic makeup. So that was kind of fun. The fact that I got to play it was very much a character very different than myself, and yet certainly I'm very recognizable.
Now, you're probably in one of the most famous Buffy episodes out there right now. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, Hush is, I think, one of the only Buffy episodes that was nominated for an Emmy Award.
Okay.
And it was also probably very famous because it's one of the more truly frightening episodes of Buffy. I think what Joss was really trying to go for, number one, it's like 3/4 of it is silent. It's a totally silent episode. And what Joss Whedon was really going after was trying to tap into those kind of childhood nightmares that we've all had. So I literally have friends that still can't watch it. They're like, can we turn this off? Yeah. And you don't expect to tune into Buffy and be scared. Most of the episodes, the demons are, they're kind of wisecracking, kind of quippy kind of guys.
They're friendly demons.
Even though you want to kill them in the end, they're kind of creepy. They're kind of comedic, These guys were incredibly polite and incredibly creepy, and they floated everywhere, and they didn't say a word. They just smiled.
Oh man!
And it was just it was like something out of a childhood nightmare. It really was, because you can't get away, you can't scream, and these guys are coming after your heart, and they're going to cut it out.
And what season was that in? I'm gonna have to check that out.
Season 4, and like I said, it was an episode called Hush. And I think also it was very famous because it really it crosses over into like all the general kind of sci-fi horror fandom. It's not just Buffy fans that have watched it. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a convention where somebody will come up to me and say, "Oh, dude, my wife's like really into Buffy. I really don't like Buffy too much, but whoa, dude, she made me watch that episode. You scared?" That kind of stuff. It's very funny. So you got these hardcore horror fans that are really, "Oh no, man, I'm not into Buffy," and then they watch that episode and go, "Oh."
And we've got one of the guys in our chat room actually said that that's his favorite episode of the show. Actually,
yeah, it's definitely up there in a lot of people's top 10 lists of for favorite episodes.
Wow.
For Buffy. Yeah.
Well, tell us about Sin Jin Smyth. Tell us how that's working for you.
Well, it's really interesting because I think it was Ethan who was telling me it's up for like a most anticipated film of 2007 award.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he talk to you about that?
Yeah, Spike TV.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, what? And it's up against what? Wonder Woman and what else? I'm trying to think.
There's a whole list. You guys got that in front of you?
Beowulf was one of them.
Beowulf was one of them? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can pull that up.
It's so funny because, of course, Wonder Woman, of course, is being written and directed by Joss.
Yeah.
Whedon. But it's I'm just thrilled that I've been able to be involved with such a fun and unusual project, a project that has gotten so much buzz even before it's even been released. I mean, it's just gotten immense buzz, and
it's up against Day of the Dead, Fantastic Four 2, Friday the 13th sequel.
Yeah.
I mean, Halloween, the Rob Zombie remake.
It's really up there, yeah. So
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it was an incredible experience because I got to play this really kind of Lon Chaney-esque kind of creepy character that just really, really fun for me. I love those kind of roles, and like I said, I really didn't. When I got the script, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, and the way I approach my roles is I kind of, and I know this kind of sounds like woo hippy dippy and kind of like is I try to let the role tell me what it needs. And I wasn't sure at first. I kind of thought, well, I'm going to discover this, and it slowly kind of developed into this gnarled up kind of creepy little guy that's like kind of miserable, and yet there's a part of him that kind of enjoys the job.
Season 4, episode 10. That's what one of the guys in our chat room saw.
You mean for Hush?
Yeah, season 4, episode 10.
Yeah,
that's what we're getting.
That was the first episode I did for Buffy.
Followed by Rock On. So apparently he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
So he's got to come out and see Sin Jin Smyth when this thing goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's it's quite. Wow. Chris, you should call in. That's what we should do. You should call in and give us a buzz here. 800-960-2289. 800-960-2289. Speak with us and Camden Toy from the movie Sin Jin Smyth, or call us locally, 336-996-1596. And anyway, I just have to plug it here every now and then.
No, it's understandable.
Yeah, sure.
So where do you get your... Where do you get your ideas from, as far as, well, I know you read the script and I know you get into character that way, but as far, you said Lon Chaney-esque. Have you studied some of these older horror mentors, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, I was just, I was just incredibly moved, I think, by my, first time I saw, like, Dracula, Bela Lugosi Dracula, and, the first Frankenstein movies, all those kind of, old Universal films. I was just, but I've always had a great love of those old films. But I mean, even a film like The Haunting, which has like no special effects practically, and yet it's one of the most frightening things that you can imagine. You don't really ever see anything. You maybe hear things.
Oh yeah.
But it's really the actor's reaction to what's happening to them, and also the inside thoughts of this woman whose sort of inner dialogue you keep hearing. Things like that just really were huge influences on me. Also, I was exposed very early, like maybe, 5 or 6 or maybe even earlier, to my father's makeup kit. My father had been a makeup artist and an actor, and I got into that makeup kit and I started playing with it, and he was like, "Oh, you want me to show you how to use that?"
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. So as a very young child, I was introduced to, transformational makeup at a very early age. and the magic of that. And I just was, thrilled with, putting putty noses on and making beards and making myself look like an old man. And then, of course, Dick Smith came out with his Monster Makeup Handbook when I was, 10 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And, oh, my God, I just dove on that. They came out, I think it was Famous Monsters of Filmland, published it as in magazine form. And, so it was a combination of growing up in a theatrical family, but also being exposed to makeup itself, the transformational quality of makeup. Those kind of coupled with those two things that I was very. I don't know. There was a long love affair with not just acting itself, but acting of creatures and acting of characters that are very much kind of out of the realm of everyday people. So those were huge influences on me.
It's gotten really bad. It's sad. I guess the downward spiral of the horror industry probably started with the 80s with the introduction of all the gore and the, it was no longer anything to build suspense anymore. It's everybody wanted to see all the nasty details.
Yeah, there's no.
And it's just, it just doesn't work. I mean, even the remake, I can't think of the name of the film right now. They remade it a few years ago. Was Vincent Price was in the original. They went to a house.
The house on something hill.
Was it House on Haunted Hill?
I think so.
You're talking about the house.
Haunting of Hill House.
Wax?
No. I'm not thinking of that one. This is the one where
they try to.
They invite everyone in to stay overnight, and they have the little coffins with the guns in them. And
I fell asleep during that remake.
I'm trying to think. It's
I thought it was the
House on Haunted Hill. Is that
I really
it?
want to say that's the name of the song.
The remake was terrible, and I just wish people could have seen the original.
Like I said, I fell asleep through it.
Yeah, the original was just a wonderful film.
I mean, after all, fear is sort of a thing that dwells in your imagination and what isn't revealed rather than what is.
I think your imagination can paint things much worse than any filmmaker can come up with, and I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many films that kind of feed our imagination like that. Like Silence of the Lambs has almost nothing. It shows almost nothing. I mean, there's that point where a Lecter is beating the guard with the nightstick, and you don't see the nightstick hitting the skin. You don't. All you see is it's the close-up of Lecter's face as he's enjoying the beating of this guy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty disturbing.
I love that kind of stuff. That's acting.
Definitely. Well, how do you rate this film? What you've seen of it? I don't know how much you've seen of it since it's in post right now. But how would you rate this film on a scary meter from 1 to 10? Well,
there are like lots of little scenes and snippets that are missing because we're still in the process of production on sections of it. But what Ethan's done is he's created an atmosphere that you just don't see in films, nowadays. He's really created this kind of spooky, weird kind of like you're not really sure where you are kind of thing. And like the old Halloween movies and that kind of. You just don't see that in movies anymore.
I agree with that. So
I love the fact that he's really used that atmosphere and that he's kind of used me as part of that atmosphere. That I was kind of allowed to be involved in helping to create that atmosphere, and the fact that he has me bookending the film I really appreciate the fact that I'm involved in that kind of weaving of that web.
Who's your favorite person to work with on this film? I know that's a loaded question.
Well, I don't. I don't really have. I didn't really get a chance to work with anybody except for the kids, basically.
Oh. Okay.
I worked with the kids in it. But you mean acting-wise, or you mean other actors?
Yeah, the other actors that you know.
The cemetery watchman shows up. He basically scares some kids that are running through the cemetery on a dare. Like, they're like, well, we knew we could get through. We knew. And it's like, what are you doing in there, boys? That kind of. Nobody goes in there. They're like, and they're kind of frozen. And they were, and kids are. I love working with kids, but they're hard. They're hard to work with.
I can imagine.
They're they haven't. There are very few child actors that figured out how to do things on cue yet. So, so it always takes a lot of patience, and I enjoyed it, but it definitely took some patience, and I think on my part and everybody's part. Not that they were bad. It's just that It's that they're, inexperienced and they're young, and you have to sort of help draw them out. And also you can't scare them too much because then they really freeze up. So, yeah, I think Ethan was saying, oh, no, we should have, just really not introduced you to them. That's a great idea in theory. But then, if you scare them too much, then they're just crying the entire evening. And then, it kind of reminds me of, I did a short a number of years ago where I play this kind of, basically he's a child molester, and
wonderful.
Oh yeah, exactly. Great character. Yeah, a little bit of typecasting there.
Oh,
but I remember, the director. Yeah, right. Introduced me to the girl, and we were talking. I got to know her really well. But then when we started doing the scene, I mean, she got really creeped out because I play the thing way too well. And the fact is, in a character like that, you don't need to do much. You really don't need to do much. There was the threat of violence was always there, but there was never any violence. But the threat was always there. Huh. And I remember she said afterwards, she said, she hates you. I said, what?
Wow.
In fact, all my friends hate you. And I'm like, well, I didn't write this role.
It's a character, yeah.
I'm just acting.
God.
Yeah, but it's funny how people, when you do something a little too well, people are like, oh, you're creeping me out here.
I can understand that.
It's very funny, yeah.
Well, Camden, we appreciate you coming on. We're gonna get back with Ethan. We'd love to have you back sometime.
Yeah, it's a pleasure,
anytime.
Camden.
I'd love to do that, sure.
All right, thanks so much. You have a nice one. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, that was Camden Toy. Guys, we're going to take a break real quick here, and we're going to bring Ethan back on with us. And if you got any calls for Ethan, you can always reach us here, 800-960-2289, or in a local line.
336
I was waiting
996-1596.
You're like just standing there rubbing your nose.
I'm on the ball.
He's on the ball. Well, at least you're not picking your nose like I was momentarily. No. Yeah, all right. We'll be right back after this, guys.
Yeah.
And we're back, guys.
Here we are. Whoa, that was loud.
Yeah, it was loud. Go ahead and grab Ethan.
And we have a caller.
Yeah, we've got a caller. Ethan, are you with us?
What? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. We've got a caller. Caller, are you with us?
Yes, this is Gus from Jacksonville, Florida. How are you?
Hey, Gus, how's it going?
First time caller, long time listener?
Absolutely.
How are you?
I seem to hear myself quite live, though.
Hey, man, I, for one, am glad you're calling in. So let's get right to it.
Wow, someone's happy.
Here who's screaming for you. And,
Yeah.
we're not live, are we?
Yes, we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
That's the only way we fly here, baby.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Did you actually think that this could be edited?
Apparently, you missed the first 30 minutes of the program.
I was hoping this. I've been asking during the commercial break, how much of that can you edit out?
That's kind of scary,
Yeah, and it's about to get scarier. Thanks for calling in. So what are your questions here for Jay and Frank?
Yeah, exactly. What you got, Gus? You all right, Trent?
I have a good question. At this point in time, it's been 2 years ago since I married my wife that I met in Moundsville, West Virginia, the haunted prison.
Wow.
The haunted prison.
It was a haunted prison, and we've been married for 2 years. We've been dating for 3, but we met, and I believe there's ghost hunters that just toured that relatively recently.
Really? Huh.
Nice. Hey, congratulations on the marriage. Let me ask you a little bit about this prison. You chose this as a site for your wedding because...
Well, it wasn't actually a site for the wedding. It was actually a site for meeting the wife. She was kind of touring, and I was kind of touring, and I decided to scare the hell out of her, and that's kind of the way things happened.
Yeah.
She was hoping to meet a ghost, and she met a Gus.
That's awful.
Yes, it is.
That is awful.
Part of me appreciates that greatly.
Oh, man. Eric's in our chat room tonight. Eric says, hi, Gust.
Oh. Hey, I want to get in the chat room, too.
Jump on in, Ethan.
How do I do that?
Go to, and for all of you listening out there, you can go to worldoftheunexplained.com, click on chat, make up a name, and jump in, or you can go to www.omnisoundradio1.net, and you can click on the chat link there.
I'm getting in there.
All right, go.
Cool, Ethan. I'm looking forward to that movie coming out. I've looked at the trailer. I've looked at a bunch of things. That sounds like a pretty cool movie. What was your inspiration on that?
Thank you. That's a bit of a long... Poverty was the number one motivator, to be honest with you. And actually, what happened was I was promoting an action script that was a story that followed renegade GIs in Vietnam trafficking opium back to the States in the bodies and dead bodies and body bags of dead GIs. And it was a movie about a super police force here in Los Angeles that had to stop this GI trafficking ring made out of like Vice, SWAT, and the Palm Squad. And I was trying to actually promote that film, but it was a big undertaking. Logistically, it was just a financial nightmare, and I didn't have the credibility as a director, and probably still don't, to make it. But I was pushing that, and then I actually got a job doing some script doctor work for the producer of the Blade film, who in turn took that script, the GI script, to a production contact of his and said, hey, this movie's far too expensive to make, but there might be something here on the pages in terms of the caliber of writer this guy is that you maybe want to work with. And he actually said, okay, we're going to go with some horror films. We want to make some horror films, and desperate to make anything work and try and improve my position, I said, I'll write you some horror films, no problem. And I created a list of 25 different ideas, different, psychological thriller, horror type. I mean, it ran the spectrum. And I took my list back to him, and then I got to this one where I said, and I got this idea about two federal marshals who over Halloween weekend have a midnight prisoner transfer of a man who turns out to be the devil. And he looked at me and he goes, no, I'm not feeling that one. It'll never fly.
Wow. They said that about Creed, too.
Well, he actually hired me to do another script, which I happily did. I was happy for any opportunity. But since then, when I refashioned this old action script, which was called Two Guys from Hell, and it was about an FBI transfer, and made it the prisoner, the devil, and kind of refashioned it to give it a little bit of a horror edge, it just kind of struck some people as being a good project to launch. Logistically, it was simple, yet it was effective. It was two guys and a shadow, and it was done in a way that some people thought, at least on the page, could work. So we got going. We put the entire thing together, formed an LLC through a securities attorney out of New York, put the entire investment book together, put the production elements book together with, everything from concept art to production design elements and reels from different personnel like the DP and people of credibility, and put it all together and shopped it door to door, and finally got some people in the private sector to buy into us. And here we are today. But story-wise, it was an action script first. But I'm always down, to work the devil into a script.
It's the devil that's in the details.
The devil's in the details. So I can't really say. I mean, I was motivated by a lot of things. Not being able to adequately provide for my family was a real motivational factor. And to kind of have the planets align in such a way where I could alter a pre-existing script that was decent in a way and actually improve it and channel it through a horror pipeline, that seemed to work well. But I mean, it was a blast to write, and it was a fun script to put together, and that kind of also told me that it would work as a film, which it appears to be doing. I mean, I have a good time watching it. I've seen the rough cut about 40 times with different personnel, and they always seem to have the same. They laugh at the right places. They usually cheer at the right places. They get up. They excite. I mean, the guys in the cult were in Thursday to look at where they're going to apply their music and how they were going to do it, and they got up, and one of them's like, the best movie I've seen in years.
Wow.
Yeah, so to go that far, to hear that from those people that I respect, it's a big deal, So I mean, granted, we haven't done or proven anything yet, but it's been a good experience, and I think that also helps deliver a movie when it's a positive experience overall. And well, there's part of an answer anyway. I know I got off topic, but I tried to give you something of an answer.
You gave me quite
It's been a year and a half removed from when I first started to assemble it as a horror movie, so I kind of forget the moment lightning struck and said, put the devil in the movie. But at some point, it just seemed like an appropriate element, and it really did make what could have been a common FBI story a little bit more sinister and quite frankly better, and I don't think I'd be talking to you gentlemen if I had just a straightforward FBI action script, would I?
No.
No.
The Unexplained.
That's right.
Not World of the Explained.
So without giving away the details, is this more of a you see the actual action, or is it more of, as you said, you see the face of the villain or you see the face of the devil doing something, and you build your own imagination into it?
Well, this leaves a lot up to the audience. Depending on the psychology of the audience, this movie works in several different ways. There is a serious action element to it because I'm a fan of those kind of movies, a big Peckinpah fan, and actually a big Kurosawa fan of the samurai movies, so I'm big on confrontational action and whatnot, but there's a lot from a horror aspect that I took from, some of the earlier horror filmmakers like James Whale.
Oh, yeah.
Or, even the early work of John Carpenter, leaving as much up to the imagination as possible, and also the written work of Rod Serling. Kind of let your intelligence play a part in what you were watching. And, so a lot of it from that aspect, the horror standpoint, is left up for the audience to interpret, and they, in turn, hopefully will insert the scariest thought possible at the right appropriate time. But there is confrontation in the film, and there's a bunch of things that'll spiral out of control. You'll see for yourself, I'm sure.
I can't wait. Well, congratulations on that. I don't want to take up too much time of your time.
Why
here
not, man? This conversation's just getting good.
Well, actually, we've got some other calls coming in. So, Gus, thanks so much.
I'll let you go, and good luck with that movie.
Thanks, Gus.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey, let me ask you real quick. How was Camden's interview?
It was great.
It was fantastic. He's a great guest.
Let me ask you this. How was his language?
It was good.
It was good. Totally fine.
Yeah?
A little weird, a little creepy sometimes, but
He's a classic. Did he do the voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
That was creepy,
yeah.
man.
You're not
That
going
was
to
creepy.
believe the work that guy does on Sin Jin Smyth. And I'm sorry that we're not on the air together to discuss it, but, he plays kind of a Dickens-esque kind of, like a character inspired by like a Charles Dickens horror.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Film. Yeah, he's got...
I'm a huge Dickens fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then you'd appreciate this. I mean, even his wardrobe, he's got like the sinister yet ratty top hat,
Uh-huh.
the lantern instead of a flashlight.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like he's like this cemetery watchman out of another era, and he himself may even be a ghost. You're not sure, but...
Right.
Well, he sings very high praises of you in the way that you've put this thing together.
Let me get my checkbook out.
We've got another call.
Got another
Ethan.
caller. Here we are. Caller, you on the line? What's your name? What's your question?
Hey guys, it's Chris.
Hi,
I'm
Chris.
from Atlanta.
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Doing all right. How are you doing tonight, Ethan?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm kind of out of my rhythm, as you may have heard, because I'm not allowed to swear this broadcast.
Yeah, I've noticed a few pauses and clips when you censor yourself. So
Not good, not good. So, Chris, I got to ask you a couple of favors. Number one, don't get me started on studio politics or the hypocrisy of the business.
okay.
Let's not talk politics in general or religion,
problem.
and then I think I can get through the rest of this night without swearing.
Okay, I think I can pull that off.
So lay it on me, man. How are things down in Atlanta?
Hot,
Yeah?
incredibly hot.
I got to
like,
tell you, man, Jim Mora Jr. is not the coach for you. I don't know what the Falcons are going to do this year, but I don't think they're going to go the distance.
not a football fan. Not unless
Chuck's all agreeing here.
Any opportunity to swear, that was the moment. I'm getting good. That's okay, Chris. We're a fan of yours just the same because you called in to World of the Unexplained, buddy. So
That's right.
That's right.
let's hear it out.
Okay. First question is, you've already gone over when the movie's going to be released. One of my questions is, when are you going to think of alternative releases such as DVD?
We actually started thinking from the DVD from day one.
Okay.
Because there was so many good things that happened behind the scenes that don't typically make a film.
Right.
That's in the works. There's actually some stuff that, I think is pretty classic, and it'll become more understood by audiences once the initial film hits theaters. But there's a Sin Jin Smyth short that's inspired by the film, and it's a comedy on the DVD.
God.
You got to see the movie though to really appreciate the humor of like the devil showing up at midnight. But it's kind of like a tribute film, and then there's a lot of great special features, and there's an alternate ending.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Cool.
There is an alternate ending.
Are you gonna show both of the endings to different test audiences?
No, we're not going to test the film at all, but we shot the ending one way, and it was solid. It was real strong, actually, but when we had worked through some other political and post-production issues, I just got this idea of something I wanted to try. So we resurrected a set, and we brought everyone back. We shot the whole sequence again for the end, and it just as an experiment.
I think we talked about this. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think we talked about this off the air.
Yeah, without spoiling it, why don't you give Chris your take on it?
It's I don't know if he'll appreciate it, but I did.
Yeah, you definitely have to be
of a certain mindset, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but it's but that's part of that's part of filmmaking. You experiment and try and see what works. But we have given some thought to the DVD. Do you have a DVD-specific related question I can answer?
Well, I mean, generally it's just that I'm not much of a big moviegoer ever since I went to go see The Matrix 2 and wound up with 2 5-year-olds sitting behind me kicking my chair the whole time.
Yeah,
so
that would pretty much drive anyone out of a theater.
Oh, yeah. So for me, being able to chill in my apartment, watch it at my leisure, not have to pay $8 for a bucket of popcorn, I mean...
Yeah. You're actually getting popcorn cheap. In L.A., it's $10.
Wow. That's for the small.
And I don't know if you've seen any pictures of me, but a small doesn't cut it.
Oh, no.
Not a 290. But anyway.
Okay.
Chris, so you're a guy who's, you sound a lot like, I have a similar opinion where the theatrical experience of a movie, generally the movie's a letdown and the audience is just plain uncourteous. Mm-hmm. Is uncourteous the right vocabulary word, or is it discourteous?
It is now. Uncourteous is fine.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think everyone
I've got another word, but I doubt if the guys want me to.
Yeah, you don't,
That's
don't
right.
do that. FCC.
Yeah, FCC, man. FCC.
And don't ask me what that stands for right now.
Federal Communications.
I know what it stands for.
Okay.
So you're more of a guy.
Now I get it.
You're more of a DVD buyer.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we'll take care of you on the DVD. Don't worry, man. I'm a big special features guy, and there's actually going to be several different commentary tracks from a lot of the film's contributors.
Possibly some interviews from certain radio shows.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah, plus a special feature of Black Book Romance. North Carolina.
That's right. You see, here's the way you snake your way in. You write a song with your band titled the name of the film. That way it's like the perfect plug line for the trailer, man.
And then suddenly the director calls you back.
Exactly. See, this is the way this works.
Nah, but in truth, though, something like that very well could make the DVD. The specs aren't, they're not chiseled in stone yet. We have a pretty good idea of what the special features are going to be, and they'll be substantial. Because I think at the point, if you actually pay $10, which is what it is in the Los Angeles area to see a movie, and then you're going to pay $15 and change to get the DVD, you better get something for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not interested in taking anyone for a free ride, as we discussed with the book being available at cost. So it's going to be a good DVD, I think.
Definitely.
And there may or may not be a commentary track, depending on how, a commentary track by myself, depending on how I am with my language and whatnot, then we'll just have to wait and see.
You have the uncensored director's commentary.
Right. Yeah, there's some good footage of Ethan behind the scenes, too. There's a good Ethan gag reel. And actually it's called Staff Sergeant Barnes and the Tet Offensive.
Oh, my God.
My gosh.
Yeah. That's reason enough to buy the DVD.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Chris.
Okay.
What else you got, Chris? What else you got from the Atlanta area?
What about movie paraphernalia, like a movie poster? How would I go about getting one of those?
You know what you need to do is you need to go to sinjinsmyth.com, www.sin-jinsmyth.com. And there's a cutting-edge online store there. And if the posters aren't available now, there'll be limited edition of posters available pretty quick, like within the next week. But what is available is there are props from the film, wardrobe from the film, including the highwayman's jacket that Jonathan Davis of Korn wore. There's also everything from Sin Jin Smyth soccer jerseys and motocross jerseys to signed artwork to dog tags with the different SWAT characters' names embossed on them. There's all kinds of material there.
Wow. Sweet.
And if the poster, we just approved a poster. If it's made it to the online store for availability yet, I'm not sure because that approval just went down a couple days ago, but it's on its way, and it's It's a pretty nice poster. And you can
Okay.
get different. You can get them signed, or you can get it just a clean slate. Like I tell a lot of people, if my name's on it, it's liable to depreciate. You may just want to get one without my signature. You can get it with the cast signature. You know, we got some with the music guys. It's gonna be. You can get yourself hooked up poster wise.
No, we've also.
That's what my next one was going to be. How can I get hooked up with a poster? How can I get a cast signed poster?
We're gonna put the we've got this really cool banner that we made up, and Ethan likes it, so we're gonna go with it.
I approved it during the break.
He did, and so we're gonna put that up either tonight or tomorrow on our site. So if you can't remember the website, which is www.sin, that's sin-jinsmyth.com, then you can go there and just click on the banner. It'll take you right to the website.
Yeah.
But Chris, do me a favor. If there's no posters on there yet, hang with it a couple of days, because there will be.
Okay.
And quite frankly, it's not a boring site to visit. There's a pretty good forum with some of the most polite, interactive people you'll ever meet on there. And there's some good news bits and press bits, and it's I don't think it's a very dull site at all. I think it's a pretty fun site to go visit. So it's not going to torture you to check back.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right, Chris. Well, we appreciate you calling.
Yep.
Good to talk to you, Chris.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thanks so
Log
much.
on to the forum, and everyone should know this. I'm a regular visitor there. I mix it up with all the fans on a pretty regular basis.
Awesome.
Okay.
Very
If you
cool.
got any questions or complaints, well, I'm not really going to listen to the second part. But if you got any questions, you can post it on the forum, and there's a good chance, I would dare to say 100% chance, that I myself will answer it. Because I get in the
good.
mix with everyone.
All right. Well, I'll be there then.
Very
Yeah, do
cool.
it.
All right, thanks,
Thanks,
Chris.
Chris.
Thank you.
All right, and all right, good.
That's it? 3 callers? 2 callers?
I'm sorry, man. We're working.
What I suspect was a plant.
We're working on it. We got 7 minutes left, man. What did you think offshoot? What did you think about the documentary thing I sent you the other day?
I thought it had a lot of promise, actually. On a serious note, I think it can do real well. I mean, it'd be curious to see how it evolves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely send you some more. What we're talking about, and we've mentioned this to our listeners before, when we were in the actually John Zaffis was with us that night. Actually, was our guest, and we had the documentary film crew in here doing a documentary on talk radio, and that's going to be coming either to a theater or a TV channel near you soon.
Yeah,
So
you're off to a good start with that. In fact, if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. 'Cause it's,
definitely will. And I
got some credibility to it.
actually the guy that's editing it's in the chat room now. And,
Oh, is he?
Yeah, the chat room is filling up, man. It's gotten crazy here. You should jump in there.
Well, I'm going to have to do that.
You should.
So, man, I'm just so excited. This book is only $8.99, man. I'm thinking it's going to be at least $29-$30.
No, they wanted to initially mark it up to $49.99, but I can't just justify asking anyone to pay that. I mean, even though it's solid and the material's good, it still comes down to some information on paper. And,
Yeah, but I mean,
you know,
$9, man. I mean, that's a steal.
That's crazy.
I don't even see how you can
That's
get it printed
crazy
for
cheap.
that.
Well, we're not in this business to capitalize off of the fan. You know, we get our money through the box office and through the DVD. We don't need to, pull a Star Wars on you and just merchandise on every level to where you can't even buy a box of cereal without flipping Sin Jin Smyth on it.
It's and now the newest action figure. It's Jonathan Davis as the devil.
We actually got that coming out, but that's because I'm a fan of action figures.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
One
god.
where the torso splits off from the body, or the character gets blasted in half.
So you have
They all have their special weapons.
the Richard Tyson action figure as well.
Oh yeah, we got Marshall Tyree, Staff Sergeant. We got Marshall Trent Pauley, which is Piper's character, and he's the Staff Sergeant back from a tour of duty in Iraq, where he may or may not be a suspected war criminal. You're not sure. And all that information's on the back of the action figure packet. You'll be pleased with that. Seriously, taking a book that people should enjoy and marking it up 400%
Yeah.
is
There's no reason for that.
on the dark side of preposterous. I mean, that's not what we're in the business for. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to make a living, but I don't need, some 19-year-old kid saving for a week to buy the book. If he wants it, he should be able to get it.
I agree, and
It goes for any fan who's interested.
and it's the same way with the DVD. I mean, if I go out and I see a film and I really like it a lot, I'll buy it on DVD. But at the same time, I when I buy a DVD, I expect more than just the film on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a really, really, like when Fight Club came out, that double disc DVD.
That was a great edition.
Great stuff on that, and that's what I want. I want the commentaries. I want the extra interviews. I want the behind the scenes stuff. I want
with World of the Unexplained.
Yeah, I want those.
We'll have some PSAs too.
I want, exactly. But I want all those extra things, that just make it brings it to a whole new level of experience for me.
Yeah.
And it makes me, I think personally, and I think a lot of people out there listening will feel the same way. It makes me feel like I'm part of the project instead of just sitting somewhere watching it.
It's interactive.
Fans are more a part of the project than they realize. In fact, fans are the reason there's a project in the first place, and the reason the project is a success. And it's interesting in a self-absorbed industrial society like Hollywood that a lot of people like to have, a film by Michael Bay, even though he's one of a crew of 400 that puts this movie together, and yet it's all about him and his vision. But the reality is I've never lost sight of who I work for. And I work for any and every fan who's interested in the film I'm assembling, and they're pretty much in charge in terms of fiscal prosperity, so they need to get what they expect out of the movie and out of the DVD. But you'll be pleased to know that this DVD's got some good stuff, man. And, you and I have talked off the air before.
Oh, yeah.
Substantially about what the movie's kind of about. And if you've got a sense of humor, which I've got a pretty dry one, but it's there nonetheless.
Come on. Hey, how'd that magazine article turn out with you on the cover, man? Did it suck or was it good?
It was. I thought it was a pretty politely written piece. It was, very, very positive. They were apprehensive for the movie. They wanted to see it. They had some great photos from the shoot, and they were excited about it, which is, what you'd hope from a piece like that.
Now, when's this trailer going to be up so we can see it? The new trailer.
That trailer will be up probably in the next 7 to 10 days. In fact, I just watched it last night, and it's pretty mean.
I can't wait.
They're syncing up some music, and I got to tell you, it was pretty exciting to watch. In fact, I got an emergency phone call from the editor who's he called me up at my house. It was about 11:30 last night, and he's like, you got to come into the studio and see this. And I'm like, the sun's coming up. You got to get into the studio now and approve this because we're on to something. And I zipped over there, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was pissed because all the Starbucks seemed to be closed. But I finally got my way over there, right? And I saw it for the first time last night, and I was like, man, that gets the feeling of the film across, in my mind, pretty well, because the whole thing with the emergency message, about a panicked discovery in a cemetery and the United States under martial law, and there's a great line in there where hell and the federal government collide, and just the explosions are well-timed. I thought, this trailer's actually pretty good. And it's an exciting thing to do, to cut a trailer. I mean, it's a thrill because, keep in mind, no one was giving me the chance to make a movie. Nobody said, hey, do you want to make a film? I had to put it together with the help of my partner, and now we've got to the point now where we're actually cutting a trailer, and it's our first, and it's pretty exciting to see your film economized in like a 2-minute spread of just action and photography that just kicks the door in. I just thought it was real good. I think you guys will like it. And if you don't, hey, well, we'll talk off the air.
All right.
You should like.
Yeah, actually, we've got like 20 seconds left. Can you hang on? I want to talk to you about some other stuff, Ethan. Just hang on the line with us. Give us a final word real quick. I'll give you 10 seconds.
Well, actually, the reason I was going to say something that wasn't appropriate. By all means, I just want to thank your audience for hanging with us through the technical difficulties, my issues with language and dialogue, and hanging with me when I got off topic. But please, hopefully, the effort we've made on this film will be worth something to you. And check out www.sinjinsmyth, SIN-JIN-SMYTH.com. Join the forum. I'll see you there. Check out the newsletter. It's free, and it kicks ass. Also, the movie, we're working very hard around the clock not to disappoint you. So hopefully everything will be in tune with what you expect, both DVD-wise and box office-wise.
All right.
Okay,
thanks
cool.
a lot, Ethan. Hang tight with us, and we'll be back with you in just a second.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right, guys, that was Ethan Dettenmaier from, oh my God, there's the A-Team theme. Thank God it's the A-Team theme instead of the Brokeback Mountain theme.
Oh, we're going to play that again sometime,
Okay,
Scott. You know that.
I've just got a note here from from our program director, the season finale from the Out There guys. It's they're doing an expose on 9/11 up next with some new information. So check them out next.
Yeah, stick around
here.
for that.
These guys, Raymond is. Both of those guys are really, really, really awesome, and it's a good show. It's Out There Radio. It's on. Check it out at omnisoundradio1.net. You can click on their banner. But they're coming up next, right after this, guys. Thanks so much. I'm Jay Scott.
I'm Trent Lack. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You walk over my.
No, you go ahead. Do it.
You're on the JDDJ on the OmniSound Radio 1 network.
I'm Trent Lackey. We're coming to you from Kernersville, North Carolina, a small town where we talk about big things.
Biggins, we out.
Okay, BA, hit it.